I'm spreading the word to a lot of people since everything that has been circulating online is false, as you are aware. But it turns out that Steve Harvey sent this while harboring deep animosity toward me. As the ex-husband of Steve Harvey's wife Marjorie, Jim Townsend's bombshell allegations about the heart have surprised many in the celebrity world. Revelations loaded with tales of betrayal, convoluted relationships, and ulterior agendas. You could reevaluate everything you knew about Steve and Marjorie after reading Jim's insights into the complex dynamics of the famous marriage, but that's not all. Clay claims that Jim publicly accuses Steve of denying in order to assist him in getting out of jail on parole. Let's examine more closely at that. That's an excellent point. This reality where Steve Harvey and Marjorie were the ones to campaign for your pardon is the real place to stop. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. This time has been an emotional roller coaster. Jim Townsend's story shatters the facade of a seemingly perfect relationship by exposing the darker aspects of love, sacrifice, and dishonesty. The captivating known for his romantic advice on his talk program, Steve Harvey now examines his own love life closely. Because of these accusations, many of his followers are now questioning whether he truly lives up to what he preaches. So yeah, Marjorie, the industry's reaction to Steve Harvey's actions has been equally harsh. Some insiders have criticized Steve's behavior, calling it silly and accusing him of getting married for money instead of true love. I guess she did what she felt she had to do. I believe she sold her soul to the devil. In a recent video, we discussed Jim Townsend's interview on Tasha K's show, where he gave a startling account of Marjorie's abrupt change in attitude after marrying Steve Harvey. This adds another layer of intrigue to the already complex story, and viewers can't help but wonder about Steve's true intentions. We wonder why Marjorie would abruptly cut ties with her ex-husband, who had been a constant throughout her difficult times, and what might have precipitated this abrupt change in attitude. Madrid, if you don't mind if I hastily summarize what else, I am disappointed in you because you don't sell out to family. Because if I may dump you like he did Mary the next day, these surprising accusations, along with the suggestion that Jim's wealth supported Steve's rise to popularity, point to a sinister aspect to Steve's success. Jim also accuses Steve of kidnapping his wife and manipulating their daughter. No one anticipated the twist, but it deepens the drama that is playing out. Jim accuses Steve Harvey of destroying his family, which is an even more serious charge. Jim's claims reflect more than just a personal grudge. They also reflect a conviction that Steve's actions will have a long-lasting and damaging effect on his family. This is crazy probation on it. See, I had 5 years of probation on it now. Here's where it gets even juicier despite Steve's closeness with significant figures in Obama's circle. Even though he was eligible for a quicker release due to his good behavior, Jim suggests Steve just turned a blind eye. Was it personal reasons, or did Steve have ulterior motives? Steve Harvey was in a perfect position to help me get out of prison early. For Jim, the sense of betrayal seems palpable because he sees Steve's actions as a clear sign of deceit and personal gain. Given that Kevin Obama was tight-lipped and had the ability to use connections, he easily could have stepped in or perhaps pulled a few strings, but he didn't. When I called Mark Morgan, we spoke. That's the Morgan to tell you something, Steve. I said he's in a great position to assist me in obtaining mercy for Clemens at the moment. Some have suggested that Steve's refusal to assist Jim may be motivated by a personal vendetta. Historical conflicts between the two that go back to specific occasions in their relationship support this idea. Prior to Joseph Cooper's lawsuit accusing Steve of defrauding him on a deal for a comedy tape in 2015, Steve's business affairs were being scrutinized. Such behavior paints a picture of a man who may harbor personal grievances, supporting the notion that he may have distanced himself from Jim out of spite. And this is not without significance. Jim himself recalled that he and Steve didn't get along right away. The hostility eventually led to Steve turning Marjorie and the kids against Jim. Another popular theory is that Steve purposefully distanced himself from Jim's past out of fear of association with a criminal background. However, the allegations of unjust treatment made by former business partners, like Greg Calhoun against Steve, offer a distinct perspective. I see your stepdad, is in the perfect position with his holy relationship he has with Obama to get me out of prison, which supports this theory about his relationship. With Jim, whatever the reason behind Steve's actions, the shadows of these allegations loom large over his persona, and they fit into a pattern of legal disputes and political intrigue. There is no resolution for me as of right now, and there has never been any resolution at all. These incidents show a history of odd relationships and dubious morality, all of which add to the continuous doubt about his motives. Jim claims that Steve Harvey was in an ideal situation to assist me in obtaining clemency. God's hand was in it, so I wouldn't have to experience what I did. However, a closer look at Steve's business ethics reveals contradictions. He has been involved in a number of disputes, including a court dispute with Fred Kurd for breach of contract in 2010. These legal disputes paint a picture of a person who may not be as honest as his public persona. These arguments, according to Persona, are supported by Jim Townsend's accusations and show that Steve's refusal to assist may have been consistent with his prior behavior. This is the summation of these theories. Lawsuits and public accusations have negatively affected Steve's reputation in the long run. Now that he is no longer the infallible representative of moral authority, the public and the media are questioning and looking into him. The story about a man who may not be as good as he appears to be has acquired popularity. It is based on actual occurrences. When all is said and done, what is Marjorie's role in this complicated web? Some think she is just caught in the crossfire, but others think she might play her cards in ways that fueled this drama. Legal disputes and personal confrontations all paint a picture of a man capable of the betrayal that Jim alleges. If we assume that Marjorie prevented Steve from assisting her ex-husband Jim, we will encounter a twisted story of manipulation and hidden motives. Some speculate that Marjorie's troubled past with Jim, which may have fostered resentment and a desire for vengeance, may have motivated her to exert such influence. However, others believe that it was a strategy to protect her present relationship with Steve from the scrutiny of her past. We can learn more about Marjorie's motivations by we discover a nuanced landscape of feelings and tactics. It may be a wish to protect Steve's reputation from any associations with her past, or it may be a more sinister play for dominance and control over the two men who have figured heavily in her life. Let's not paint Marjorie as just a master puppeteer. She is, after all, caught in a precarious balancing act, navigating the stormy waters between two strong-willed men. Some even believe that Marjorie's actions were a deliberate attempt to sever ties with a painful past, closing the door firmly on a chapter she wanted to forget. Her power over Steve, real or perceived, puts her in an uncomfortable position. She might have had reasons, both strategic and personal, to dissuade Steve from helping Jim.